This video is about the alpha loved the enemy's princess and his pack declared war. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. Part 1. The alpha loved the enemy's princess and his pack declared war. The moon hung high, its silver light spilling over the sprawling forest, where the scent of pine mingled with the tension crackling in the air. In the heart of Eldergrove, the eternal moon pack gathered under their alpha's commanding presence. Kaelan, tall and fierce, had always ruled with an iron fist, his golden eyes fierce yet compassionate. But tonight, a shadow flickered across his heart, one that his pack would soon learn could fracture even the strongest of bonds. Across the border lay the Ravenwood pack, eternal rivals to Eldergrove. Their alpha, a ruthless warrior by the name of Darius, had always sought to dominate, enforcing a strict hierarchy that left little room for mercy. But it wasn't Darius who stirred conflict within Kaelan's soul. It was his daughter, Alara the enchanting princess, with hair like spun silver and eyes that glimmered with untold secrets. Kaelan remembered their first meeting vividly. The moon had been full, illuminating the glade where their worlds collided. As he prowled through the trees on a routine patrol, he had caught sight of her dancing among the flowers, her laughter ringing like a melody. The moment their gazes locked, Kaelan felt the earth beneath him shift, an undeniable bond sparking between them. "Why do you wander so far from home, princess?" he had asked, a teasing lilt in his voice. "I could ask the same of you, Alpha," she replied, her lips curving into a playful smile. "Are you afraid of what lies beyond your territory?" "Not afraid, just cautious. You never know when a rival might be lurking. Or perhaps a friend," she counted, her eyes dancing. But that day, beneath the moon's watchful gaze, what began as innocent curiosity quickly spiraled into something much deeper, a forbidden connection that threatened to unravel the very fabric of their worlds. Kaelan came back to the present, his pack gathered around him, their faces etched with uncertainty. "Alpha," called out Cedric, his beta, the weight of worry heavy in his voice. "The Ravenwood pack is restless. Darius senses something amiss. We must be prepared for war." Kaelan's heart sank at the thought. "We have fought too long to shed blood over ancient rivalries." Alara, he trailed off, the name hanging in the air like a haunting melody. "What about her?" Cedric pressed, the hint of a challenge in his tone. "She is not just Darius' daughter, she is a—" Kaelan hesitated, knowing the power of his next words. "She is my mate." A deep silence enveloped the pack, their expressions shifting from surprise to outrage. "You cannot be serious, Alpha!" Cedric exclaimed, fury flashing in his eyes. "She is the enemy. You would jeopardize everything for a fleeting moment of passion." "It is not fleeting," Kaelan retorted, his voice slow but intense. "It is destiny." The murmurs of discontent rippled through his pack. "Destiny? You think our ancestors would have foreseen this? Love is a luxury we cannot afford in times of war." Kaelan's heart twisted painfully at the truth of Cedric's words. But in that moment, he felt a deep sense of resolve swell within him. "I will not turn my back on her. I must speak with Alara." The night deepened, and as he slipped beyond the boundaries of Eldergrove, he felt the familiar pull of the bond that tied him to her, a compass guiding him through the shadows. Beneath the veil of night, he transformed into his wolf, every sinew of his being attuned to the call of his mate. Alara stood at the edge of Ravenwood territory, bathed in the glow of the moonlight, her silhouette striking against the darkened woods. She looked ethereal, a vision of grace adorned with the spark of rebellion in her heart. "Kaelan," she whispered, the tension in the air crackling like a live wire. "Why do you stand here, princess?" he asked, taking a cautious step closer. "It is dangerous." "Dangerous is my birthright," she replied, her voice steady yet laced with vulnerability. "And you, do you not fear the war that brews between our packs?" "I fear losing you more than any battle," he confessed, his heart racing. "Alara, I can't imagine a life without you." Her eyes glimmered with unshed tears, the weight of their situation pressing heavily upon her. "My father would never allow this. He sees you as nothing more than a threat." "Then we must make him see differently," Kaelan urged, reaching out to cup her cheek with a gentle hand. The warmth of her skin ignited a fire within him, a reminder of the bond they shared. "What if he refuses?" Alara's voice trembled, the reality of their love colliding with the chaos around them. "What if he declares war?" "Then we will fight for our love," Kaelan vowed, his voice fierce and unwavering. "Together, I will not let our destinies dictate our hearts." But the words hung heavily between them, filled with uncertainty. Alara stepped back, her heart battling between the desire to yield to their bond and the loyalty to her pack. "You don't understand, Kaelan. My people, they will never accept you." The anguish in her voice pierced through him like a knife. "And you, will you accept this fate?" A solitary tear tumbled down her cheek, glistening under the moonlight. I want to, but loyalty runs deep. I am the Princess of Ravenwood. My choices are not my own. Kaelin felt the weight of their reality, two worlds colliding, love caught in the crossfire of ancient animosities. Alara, please, do not let fear dictate your heart. Before she could respond, a sudden howl echoed through the night, chilling them to their very souls. It was a call to arms, a signal that their packs were readying for war. Kaelin, she gasped, panic flaring in her eyes. We need to go. But he remained rooted in place, his instinct screaming for him to protect her, to shield her from the impending storm. You cannot go back, not now. Why? She implored, desperation flooding her voice. What can we do? Our parents will never allow this. We are destined to be enemies. Then let us change that destiny, he said, grasping her hands. Together, we can bridge the divide. We can show them that love conquers all. But doubt flickered in her eyes, a hesitant spark that threatened to extinguish their fragile flame. You ask for the impossible, Kaelin. How can we fight against centuries of hatred? By starting with this moment, he whispered, leaning closer, their foreheads touching. By choosing each other. The howl echoed again, this time closer, a warning that time was running out. Alara's heart raced, the pull of duty warring against her burgeoning love. I need time, Kaelin, she breathed, pulling away just enough to meet his gaze. I cannot be the reason for your downfall. In that moment, a choice hung heavy in the air, one that could fracture the very fabric of their souls. You are not a reason for my downfall, Alara, you are my reason to rise. But as reality crashed back upon them, they both knew that love alone might not be enough to bridge the chasm that lay before them. Night gathered its wings, cloaking the forest, the weight of destiny pressing heavily upon their hearts, the war looming ever closer. With one last lingering glance, they parted ways, each step echoing the unrelenting ache of longing. The moon bore witness to their struggle, a silent sentinel as the tides of fate began to roll, promising love, but also betrayal and heartbreak. And somewhere in the shadows, the war drums began to beat. Hash 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 Part 2, the Alpha loved the enemy's princess, and his pack declared war. Dawn broke over Eldergrove, the sun's rays filtering through the trees like whispers of hope. But even as the light illuminated the forest, Kaelin's heart remained shrouded in shadows. The howls of his pack echoed his inner turmoil, a call to arms, a summons to protect what he loved. Yet, how could he defend his heart when it stood on a precipice of destruction? Alpha, the time for deliberation has passed, Cedric urged, his voice tense, his brow furrowed. The beta stood before Kaelin, arms crossed, his stance one of impatience. We must prepare for battle against Ravenwood. Your heart cannot cloud your judgment. It is not just my heart at stake, Kaelin replied, his voice steady but laced with an underlying ache. Alara is part of this pact now, whether they choose to accept it or not. Cedric narrowed his eyes, frustration bubbling to the surface. You speak of impossibilities, Kaelin. She is a princess sworn to her father. You risk everything in your pack, your legacy over a love that will lead to ruin. Kaelin met Cedric's gaze, determination igniting within him. And what is a legacy worth if it is built on bloodshed? Love is not a weakness, it is our greatest strength. Tension between them crackled like the snap of a twig underfoot. Kaelin felt the weight of his pack as expectations bearing down on him, a reminder that every decision he made could mean life or death for those he vowed to protect. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Kaelin gathered his wolves for training. The atmosphere was thick with unease, each wolf sensing the impending conflict. They practiced their formations, muscles coiling like springs, yet Kaelin's mind wandered to Alara. ** Ravenwood's territory was a mere stone's throw away, and with each passing moment the distance felt insurmountable. ** What if we lose? His thoughts spiraled, the fear of losing clawing at him relentlessly. Just then, a sharp howl echoed through the trees, an ominous reminder of the war that loomed ahead. Kaelin clenched his jaw, forcing his mind back to the present. Amidst the intensity of training, Kaelin found himself retreating to the edge of the border, the very place where their destinies intertwined. ** Alara was a ghost that haunted him, her laughter echoing in the depths of his heart. ** Kaelin, the familiar voice called, breaking through his reverie. It was Lyra, a skilled warrior and one of his most trusted advisors. We need you back, the pack is on high alert. Has Darius made a move? Kaelin asked, his pulse quickening. Lyra nodded gravely, her expression one of concern. He has called a council. Rumors swell that he intends to declare war. You must prepare the pack for whatever comes next. Kaelin sighed heavily, feeling the weight of the world upon him. We'll not be the aggressors. We fight to protect our own, the moment we spill blood. He trailed off, unable to finish the thought as images of Alara flooded his mind. Alpha, Lyra pressed, her voice softening. If you care for her, then you must harness that love into strength, but do not let it blind you. Our survival depends on this battle. Survival, yes, Kaelin replied, frustration bubbling to the surface. But at what cost? I refuse to sacrifice my heart for the senseless feud. As the day turned to dusk, the atmosphere thickened with tension. The Elder Grove pack gathered, ready for a briefing. Kaelin stood tall, the weight of leadership heavy upon his shoulders. Tonight we prepare, tomorrow we defend our land, our kin. Yet we know what this means, Alpha, one of the warriors interjected. We face not just a rival pack, but a family. Darius will not hesitate to strike. I know, Kaelin replied, the pain in his chest tightening. But this fight is not just about territory, it is about love and unity. We will show them that our bond is stronger than the hatred. The murmurs in the pack shifted from doubt to a subtle embrace of hope. Kaelin felt their trust enveloping him like a warm cloak, yet his heart still yearned for Alara, the forbidden flame that flickered just beyond his reach. As night fell, Kaelin slipped away from the preparations, his heart leading him back to Ravenwood. He had to see her, to remind her that love dared to dream even amidst darkness. When he arrived, he transformed into his wolf form, muscles rippling under the moonlight as he sprinted through the underbrush, guided by instinct and longing. Alara stood once more at the edge of her territory, a portrait of elegance shadowed by doubt. Kaelin, she breathed, her voice trembling as he emerged from the trees. You shouldn't he be here? I had to see you, he replied, desperation lacing his words. Our time runs thin, they're re-preparing for war. And so am I. My father is rallying the pack. I wish I could change things, Kaelin, but my duty is to them. He stepped forward, his heart pounding in his chest. What of our duty to each other? Alara, I can't fight this war without you by my side. Don't ask that of me, she shouted, anguish spilling from her lips. You know what my father will do if he finds out. He'll see you as a traitor, a threat to our realm. Kaelin, his breath caught in his throat, the fear of losing her palpable. But what if I am willing to fight for you, for us? Tears shimmered in her eyes, the moonlight illuminating her sorrow. You are asking me to choose between love and loyalty. It is an impossible choice. Love isn't meant to come easy. It is a force that can change destinies. Kaelin implored, reaching out to grasp her hands. We can defy the odds. Defy the odds, she echoed, her voice softening, yet doubt still lingered. And what if we fail? The consequences. Then we face them together, he interrupted, desperation thickening the air between them. What is life without the chance to love? As they stood there, hearts laid bare beneath the moon, the world around them faded. The weight of their destinies surged, an invisible thread binding their souls in a primal dance of hope and fear. Alara, he whispered, drawing closer. Will you trust this bond? Will you choose to fight with me? She faltered, her breath hitching. I want to, but my people, they'll never accept this. I can't bear to see you hurt because of my choices. Then let us forge a new path, together, he urged, his voice low, unwavering. Show them that love is stronger than hate. Let us be the change we wish to see. The winds howled, a haunting melody that carried their unspoken fears. Alara's gaze held his, vulnerability etched across her delicate features. What if I cannot? Kaelin stepped forward, cupping her face in his hands, their foreheads touching. You can, Alara, you are braver than you know. Trust in this bond. At that moment, the forest trembled with the weight of their longing. The air crackled with potential, but just as hope began to bloom, the sound of approaching footsteps shattered their intimacy. Princess, we must go, the voice called from the shadows, urgency lacing every word. It was one of her guards, a loyal wolf bound by duty. Your father is calling for you. Alara's eyes widened in panic, and with a swift motion, she stepped back, breaking the connection. I have to. That. Kaelin reached out, but the distance felt insurmountable now. Don't let them take you from me. I am so sorry, she whispered, tears spilling down her cheeks as she turned away. I wish it were different. As she vanished into the trees, Kaelin felt the ground beneath him shatter. The weight of impending war pressed heavily upon him, a bitter reminder of the world they belonged to. The winds carried her scent away, leaving only the echo of her words, asterisk, I wish it were different, asterisk. In that moment, Kaelin knew their love would be tested, not just by war, but by the very threads of fate. Shadows danced around him, whispering tales of betrayal and heartbreak that lay ahead. But he also felt the fierce resolve igniting within him, a promise to fight for love, to stand against the tide of hatred threatening to engulf them both. He would not let the darkness claim what was his. With a howl that pierced the night, Kaelin swore to the moon above, to all the stars, that he would fight for Lara, no matter the cost. The war drums began to beat louder, but within him, the heart of a warrior burned brighter than ever, fueled by love and destiny intertwined. Part 3. The Alpha loved the enemy as princess, and his pack declared war. The dawn broke over Eldergrove, painting the horizon with shades of crimson and gold. But the beauty of the sunrise felt hollow to Kaelin. Each ray of light pierced through his heart like a reminder of what lay ahead. War. As he stood at the edge of his territory, the faint echoes of training howls reverberated through the trees, a stark contrast to the turmoil swirling within him. He could almost hear Lara's laughter mingling with the whispers of the wind, the memory haunting him, a bittersweet melody that reminded him of what was at stake. Alpha, Cedric's voice broke through the haze of his thoughts, urgency lacing his tone. The council is gathering at Ravenwood. Darius is readying his forces for battle. We need a strategy. Kaelin turned, his golden eyes locking onto Cedric's dark gaze, which held worry and mistrust. We fight to protect ourselves, Cedric, not to conquer. Yet if we let them approach, they will see your affection for the princess as weakness, Cedric warned, his brow furrowed. Darius will exploit that, targeting you first. Kaelin clenched his fists. It is not weakness to love, it is our greatest strength, if only you could understand that. Cedric sighed, the tension palpable between them. I want to understand, Alpha, but we've always been taught to view Ravenwood as our enemy. Your heart may lead you to ruin. Kaelin met his beta-esque gaze, determination igniting within him. And what is a life devoid of love, Cedric? If I lose her, there will be no victory worth celebrating. The weight of his words hung in the air, heavy with the anguish of impending loss. Cedric stepped back, his shoulders slumping in resignation. Then you must prepare for the worst, Kaelin. If war is inevitable, we must be ready to protect what we cherish. With a heavy heart, Kaelin nodded. The preparations began, their pack uniting against the threat looming at the border. Yet, even amid the chaos of strategies and training, his thoughts repeatedly drifted to Lara. As twilight enveloped the forest, Kaelin felt the pull of the bond that tethered their fates together. He needed to see her to remind her of the love that blossomed between them, a light in the gathering darkness. Transforming into his wolf form, he sprinted through the underbrush, each leap igniting his yearning. The moonlight guided him, illuminating the path toward Ravenwood, a path fraught with uncertainty and danger. Lara was waiting at their meeting place, her silver hair cascading over her shoulders like a waterfall of moonlight. But as he approached, the tension in the air thickened, an electric charge that spoke of forbidden love and lurking shadows. Kaelin, she breathed, her voice trembling, eyes glistening with unshed tears. You shouldn't have come, my father will know. I had to see you, he replied, his heart racing. Every moment spent apart feels like an eternity, the war at death drawing near. She stepped closer, clenching her fists as if to suppress her own desire. I can't face this again. Each time we meet, I feel torn between two worlds, the princess and the woman in love. The woman in love is the one I wish to fight for, Kaelin declared, stepping closer, inhaling the scent of her essence. Together, we can change our fates, Lara. The doubt flickered in her eyes, clouding the warmth of their connection. And what if we fail? My father would see you as a traitor, a danger to our realm. I can't bear to see you hurt. Kaelin's hand reached out, gently grasping hers. You are not the reason for my downfall, Lara. You are my reason to rise. A flicker of hope ignited in her gaze, but it was quickly overshadowed by the shadows of reality. But what of my pack? They will never accept you. I am bound by duty. Duty? He echoed, frustration creeping into his voice. What of loyalty to your heart? Love is the force that can change destinies. Tears spilled down her cheeks, glistening like diamonds in the moonlight. You speak of love as if it can shield us from the world's cruelty. It cannot. Then let us fight together, Kaelin urged, determination pulsing through him. Let us show them that love conquers all, above bloodlines, above rivalries. The winds howled, echoing their turmoil, but just as hope surged between them, footsteps approached, a stark reminder of the threat they faced. Princess, the god called, urgency lacing his voice. Your father summons you. Lara's eyes widened in panic, and she pulled away as if breaking the connection bond. That? Kaelin cried, desperation flooding his heart. Don't leave me. I have to go, she whispered, anguish etched on her features. I wish it were different. I wish we could be together. With a final, lingering gaze, Lara turned and disappeared into the shadows, leaving Kaelin standing alone, the weight of despair crashing down upon him. The distance between their worlds felt insurmountable as he howled into the night, a sound that echoed his sorrow and fury. Meanwhile, in Ravenwood, Alara found herself in her father's grand hall, the air thick with tension. Darius stood at the head of the council, his presence commanding and foreboding. "My daughter, gather your warriors," he ordered. "We stand on the brink of war." "Father," Alara interjected, her voice shaking. "We must consider our options. There must be a way to resolve this without conflict. Kaelan is a threat, Alara. He seeks to undermine our legacy, to turn our people against us." Darius roared, cutting her off. "You must not let your heart cloud your judgment. But he is not just a threat, he is a—" She faltered, knowing the consequences of revealing their bond. "He is a part of me." Darius' gaze darkened, the ferocity of his protectiveness igniting. "No daughter of mine will choose love over duty. You have a responsibility to your pack, to your people." Alara felt the weight of her father's words pressing down on her. "But it is my heart that drives me, Father. I cannot simply abandon it for a war fueled by old rivalries." "Enough." Darius thundered, the room falling silent under his authority. "You will obey my orders. We prepare to fight, and I will not have your emotions jeopardize our future." Alara's heart ached, a chasm between her desires and her duty widening. "I wish you could see the truth, Father. Love is not a weakness, it is our greatest strength." But Darius turned his back, dismissing her with a wave. "You will fall in line, or you will face the consequences." As she stood there, helpless against her father's will, a flicker of rebellion ignited within her. She would not let her love for Kaelan be extinguished so easily. Back at Elder Grove, Kaelan prepared his pack for the impending confrontation. The air crackled with tension, his wolf standing tall, muscles coiled tightly in anticipation. The time for battle was upon them. "Alpha, we await your command," Cedric said, his voice steady yet filled with unspoken doubt. "Are we ready for what lies ahead?" Kaelan faced his pack, the weight of leadership heavy upon him. "We fight to protect our home, our families, but remember, this is not just a battle for territory, it is for love and unity." A unified howl erupted from the pack, a powerful affirmation of their commitment. Yet Kaelan's heart remained heavy, the thought of Alara intertwining with his resolve. He would fight for her, no matter the cost. As day turned to dusk, the two armies gathered at the border, the tension palpable, the air thick with anticipation. Kaelan stood at the forefront, his heart racing, every instinct urging him to protect his mate. Across the field, Darius' fierce gaze locked onto Kaelan, a primal challenge echoing in the space between them. "You dare to claim my daughter as your own?" Kaelan stepped forward, the growl in his throat rumbling like thunder. "I dare to love her, Darius. That love is stronger than any animosity." Darius' expression hardened, the fury burning within him. "Love, this is war, Kaelan. You will not claim her without a fight." Alara stood at the edge of the gathering, a heart torn. She could feel the bond between them, a tangible force that transcended their realities. She stepped forward, voice trembling but resolute. "Father, wait, we can tea." "Silence." Darius roared, the authority in his voice silencing her. "You have no place here. This is about your future." With a fierce determination igniting within her, Alara shouted, "No, I refuse to be used as a pawn in your war. I choose my own destiny." Kaelan's heart soared at her words, the bond between them pulsing with renewed strength. Alara's. Part 4. The Alpha loved the enemy's princess, and his pack declared war. The clash of two worlds was imminent, each heartbeat echoing with the weight of choices made and unmade. Kaelan stood resolutely at the forefront of the Elder Grove pack, each warrior an embodiment of fierce loyalty. Yet, his heart remained tethered to Alara, the Ravenwood princess who defied the very laws of their existence. "Alpha," Cedric's voice cut through the fog of uncertainty that enveloped Kaelan. "We're ready, but this isn't just about territory anymore, it's about you and her. The stakes are higher than ever." Kaelan nodded, his gaze fixed across the field where Darius commanded his wolves like a storm. "I cannot lose her, Cedric, I will not." As the day faded, the shadows stretched, merging with the chaos brewing within. The scent of pine mixed with the tension hanging thick in the air. Alara was somewhere out there, caught between the loyalty to her father and the love that burned brightly for Kaelan. How could two souls so entwined be bound by such chains? "Remember," Cedric whispered, his voice laced with urgency. "If it comes to battle, protect your heart. Love may blind you, but it can also shatter everything you hold dear." Kaelan clenched his jaw, a growl forming deep in his throat. "If love is a weapon, I'll wield it fiercely. I'll not let Darius tear us apart." As the final rays of sunlight surrendered to dusk, a howl broke the stillness like a thunderclap. It was a call to war, a summons that echoed through the trees, vibrating with primal energy. It was not just a cry of aggression, it was a declaration of intent, of love that dared to challenge fate. Across the field, Alara stood at the edge of the Ravenwood pack, torn between her duty and the undeniable pull of her heart. She felt the weight of her father's expectations pressing down on her like a shroud. There was a flicker of rebellion in her eyes as she took a step forward, defiance coursing through her veins. "Father," she shouted, her voice carrying through the tense air. "This is not just your war, it is mine. I will not stand by and watch love be sacrificed at the altar of duty." Darius turned, his expression a tempest of anger and bewilderment. "You will obey, Alara, you are a princess, bound by blood and duty. Love is a folly, a weakness that will destroy you." "I choose my own path," she cried, her heart racing as she sought Kaelin's gaze, the bond between them shimmering like starlight. "I choose him." Kaelin felt the pull of her courage, a fire igniting within him. "Alara, together we can change the course of this war." He stepped forward, challenging Darius with every fiber of his being. "Love is not weakness, it is our greatest strength." Darius' eyes narrowed, fury radiating from him. "You dare speak of love, you are a threat to everything I have built. I will not allow you to corrupt my daughter." "Corrupt?" Alara echoed, hurt flashing in her eyes. "You see love as a threat, father, but it is the only force that can unite our world." The air crackled with tension, hearts pounding as both packs prepared for conflict. Kaelin met Alara's gaze, a silent promise passing between them, a vow to fight against the darkness threatening to consume them. But just as Kaelin felt hope surge, betrayal sliced through the air. From the shadows emerged Ree, a rogue wolf once belonging to Eldergrove, her eyes glinting with malice. "This is a waste of time, Alara," she sneered, her voice dripping with disdain. "Your father is right. Love will lead you to ruin." Alara's heart sank as she recognized the fierce loyalty Ree once held toward Kaelin. "Ree, you don't understand her." "I understand perfectly," Ree interrupted, her tone icy. "You think you can choose a love that is forbidden. You'll only bring ruin to both packs." Kaelin's wolf instincts flared at the threat, anger boiling within him. "Stay out of this, Ree," he growled, stepping protectively in front of Alara, feeling her pulse quicken behind him. "Or what?" Ree challenged, her voice taunting. "You think you can protect her? You're naive, Alpha. Love does not conquer all, it leads to betrayal." "This isn't betrayal, this is love," Alara shouted, her voice trembling yet resolute. "I will not let you turn my father against me." "Enough." Darius roared, the authority in his voice silencing the discord. "You're all blind. This is a battle for supremacy, Kaelin. You will pay for your defiance." "Over my dead body." Kaelin snarled, his body tensing, ready to shift into wolf form. The air hummed with tension as both packs prepared to clash. Kaelin could feel the heat radiating from Alara as she stepped beside him, her presence an anchor amidst the chaos. "If we must fight, then we fight for love and unity," she cried, her voice echoing across the battlefield. Cedric stepped forward beside Kaelin, his expression a blend of loyalty and worry. "We stand with you, Alpha. We will fight not just for our territory but for the love that binds us." A collective howl erupted from the Eldergrove pack, resonating with fierce determination, while the Ravenwood wolves responded in kind, a battle of wills igniting the night. But before the first strike could be made, Alara's voice rang out, clear and unwavering. "Stop. This war is not necessary if you would only listen." Darius sneered, the fire in his eyes unwavering. "You think your words carry weight? You are mine to command. Daughter, you cannot choose him." Kaelin stepped closer, the bond between him and Alara pulsating with intensity. "Darius, listen to her. Love can break the chains of hatred. We can forge a new legacy together. You think I will let my daughter be seduced by your poison?" Darius spat, his voice dripping with contempt. Alara's heart raced as she stepped forward, her voice trembling yet fierce. "Father, you have always taught me that strength lies in unity. Can't you see that by embracing love, we can create a stronger future?" "Enough." Darius roared, his anger boiling over. "You are a traitor to your bloodline, Alara. You will regret this." Before another word could be spoken, the clash of wolves erupted around them, a cacophony of snarls and growls igniting the forest. The Eldergrove pack charged, their wolves soaring with the strength of their convictions. Kaelin felt the weight of the battle surge within him as he leaped into the fray, a fierce protector determined to defend his love. Amidst the chaos, Kaelin fought with passion, every strike fueled by the bond he shared with Alara. The battlefield became a blur of fear and fury, but even in the thick of it, he could feel her presence guiding him. But betrayal loomed in the shadows. Ree, fueled by vengeance and hurt, dove toward Alara, her eyes gleaming with malice. "You think you're above this, Princess? You're weak?" Alara's heart raced as she turned, but before she could react, Ree lunged. Kaelin's roar echoed through the din, but he was too far away. Time slowed as Kaelin saw Alara's eyes widen in terror, the betrayal striking her like a dagger. "Alara," he shouted, desperation clawing at his throat. Yet just as Ria's attack was about to land, Alara stood her ground, summoning the strength within her. "I am not weak." Her voice rang out, fierce and unwavering, as she sidestepped Ria's attack, connecting with the rogue's core. "Stand," Rhea stumbled, but her fury was relentless. "You will pay for this, princess," she hissed, recovering quickly, but Alara's newfound resolve blazed like fire. Kaelin felt the swell of pride surge within him. "You are stronger than you know, Alara," he shouted, his voice intertwining with her strength, a reminder of the bond they shared. With renewed determination, Alara retaliated, her movements agile and graceful. Her heart thundered as she faced Rhea, each strike a testament to her love for Kaelin, a love that could not be extinguished. The battle raged on, but amidst the chaos, Kaelin and Alara found their gaze locked, the world around them fading into insignificance. Together, Kaelin mouthed, his heart echoing her strength, a promise that transcended the battlefield. Bursting with determination, Alara leaped into the fray, her spirit igniting the air around them. "We will not be torn apart," she shouted, her voice bursting forth with raw power. With a final, defiant howl, the Elder Grove pack surged forward, their spirits united in love and resolve. They fought not just for territory, but for the bond that shimmered like dawn breaking through the darkest night. Kaelin's heart raced, every